Welcome to the Loveland Report and the Lone Ranger Show. I am Cleve Loveland alongside Bruce Woodburn, the Lone Ranger, bringing you all of your real estate news every Saturday. What's going on in the real estate market? Where are the interest rates at? How do you sell a house in this crazy market? How do you get multiple offers? How do you stage your home to get multiple offers? How do you make sure when you're a buyer, your offer gets accepted? And what to do? What does Fast Track mean? What's our Cash Plus program mean?
You have a lot of questions.
I do. Well, people can email those to us, and they can give us a call at the office at 407-352-8118. What's your office number, Bruce?
407-250-9144 for the Lone Ranger.
And I want to jump into some numbers real quick here. It's funny because around the country, when they, you got to realize clickbait, headline, eyeball grabbers, they want to say something bad about real estate. And the bad news right now is some sellers are having to reduce their price.
Oh my gosh, you're kidding me.
Well, what it is people are getting very exuberant about where they price the homes.
That's not greed. That's just exuberance.
Yeah, they're getting bad advice. They're being too greedy. They're thinking, oh wow, if I hit a home run on this, I can change my lifestyle. That's rare. Buyers are smart. They've got more information in their smartphone than they ever had about what your neighbors just sold for, and they'll give you a good price. But it's something where you can't go way above what things are appraising for.
No.
Your neighbors are selling for $700,000. You can't go $1.2 million. And
so
I'm actually seeing that happen.
Here's how I interpret that bad news that you just gave us. That's great news.
It is.
Because here's look, the buyers have been at such a disadvantage. Well, and when I say a disadvantage, they're paying premium, okay? They're paying premium for today that won't be premium tomorrow. Mm-hmm. But it's giving them an opportunity to get back in the game. The sellers are still in control. It's still a seller's market.
Yep.
But it's leaning back toward buyers. And
literally, we could do 1/4 the sales we're doing now, and inventory could almost triple. Actually, it could triple, and we'd still be in a seller's market, which is a 6-month supply. Right now, we've got like a 3-week supply of homes for sale. Yep. And but what I'm seeing we're listing one this week for $350,000, the Williamsburg area, right by SeaWorld. Great little house, 2 bedrooms, 2 baths, 1,200 square feet for $350,000, redone. Well, you know what all the neighbors are at?
How much?
There's actually five active listings around that home, and I'm like, whoa, that's a lot. And I look at the prices; they're all $399. Well, so it's getting bad pricing advice, bad marketing strategy, and they'll be on the market for a while and have to adjust their pricing.
I'm not seeing as many of these appraisal contingencies being removed and escalation clauses and removing all inspections. I know you hear these commercials on TV, even on this station, that they really promote that. But at the end of the day, you know what? You're going to get what a buyer's willing to pay you for it.
Yeah.
And that's what determines. A realtor doesn't determine your price of your house. The market determines the price of the house.
Yep.
So, look, if you want a great real estate agent that's going to give you an honest price and help you negotiate the best possible transaction for you and your family, then call Cleve Loveland at Loveland Properties. He can be reached at 407-352-8118. Cleve, what else is going on other than monkeypox? What else is happening out there right now?
I don't even know what that is.
I don't even know
that. I don't even have time for it. I've got too much going on getting people ready for this summer selling season, because we do sell a few more homes. Kids are out of school. People are moving around. They'd rather move now than when the kids are in school, even though it's proven that when you pull the kids out during the middle of school, they're less distracted.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, their minds are occupied when they're in school. Oh my gosh, we got to move. Takes a week. Boom, they're back in school. There's no fuss, no muss.
That's great.
So anyway, but right now it's a little bit busier, and we're not like up north where they got 6 feet of snow during the winter and they can't sell for 3 months out of the year. Our sales pick up by about 10 to 20%. And what I'm looking for is inventory to climb, which is nice because we've got some people. I think we've got some people, a segment of the population, kind of stuck in their house. I can help you with this. How do you sell and buy again? And what I'm doing is getting people a contract that lets them stay after closing.
Right.
They get to stay after closing, effectively get 2 to 3 months to shop for a house, and they'll have their cash in their hand. You can get them fast tracked, and then as long as I let realtors know that up front, most buyers are okay with that if they've got their house. They know I've got it. Okay, I'm over. I don't have to worry about paying a higher price or a higher interest rate. I'm closing on it. The seller can stay a couple weeks and then go shop for their other home at their leisure.
Absolutely. Or we can use my Cash Plus program where I'll go in and back your offer up with cash. Even if you don't go through with the transaction, I'll still pay cash for the property.
Yep.
I can do that for you.
Yep. So there's all these things out there. What's really important is that you get your offer fast-tracked
That's right.
And your offer will go to the top of the pile. Then you make a reasonable offer. A house has been on the market for 6 weeks at $499, hasn't sold. I don't think your offer.
There may be some negotiation.
I was going to say it doesn't your offer doesn't need to be $510. If the seller expects that, or the realtor tells you that, the other listing agent tells you that, they're probably not that. Haven't been in the business for very long. But, something like that, you might go in a couple percent lower than that, or ask for closing costs on something like that. But you've got to, that's what's important about having a good buyer's agent. I've got an agent right now. It's funny because this house sold. I talked to this guy a month ago on a house, and he said he's going to put an offer together for me. And he called me when he saw the house go pending. I said, I told you I had an offer coming. I said, you told me that a month ago. Where have you been? Did you enlist in the Army? What's going on? So you've got to have a very, very, somebody on my team will be shopping for you, in contact. My agents are full-time realtors. I'm in the business 6-7 days a week. I rarely take time off until my wife will smack the phone out of my hand at 7 o'clock at night. But it's important that you have a good professional team representing you to sell your house, work through this process. Bruce, people move every 5 to 10 years. And you and I do this 20, 30 times a month, helping people do this. They do it once every 5 to 10 years.
You know what? We have not become desensitized to the needs and the concerns of our clients.
Yep.
And I think that a lot of people that have been in the same business, they get that doctor mentality where they're desensitized to everybody's issues. You go, oh, well, that's just the way that it's supposed to be. But you and I look at that, and we help walk those clients through. I feel like I'm a psychiatrist sometimes, walking people through the anxiety.
And helping, because there's a lot of things they worry about. Like, wait a minute, call my mover. All right, you're moving. I got lunch coming for you on moving day. We've got a cleaning lady coming, so you don't have to worry about that. You can get settled in the new home, go get the pets out of the doggy daycare. All these things that come up, we help people with that. But I think in this market, Bruce, we're still going to be looking at tight inventory because despite the national headlines you might see about housing, oh my gosh, it's going to stop growing. Central Florida and Florida, I think prices will keep going up.
I know they will.
We're a very nice, desirable location. I think COVID amplified that, and people know that now. Just had somebody raving about coming out of New York, selling their house for $999, bought a nicer home here for $600,
right? And
just amazed at the weather.
So I believe our prices will start to really continue to escalate. Maybe not at the 20% or 23%.
Yeah.
But even if we went at 10% over a next 5 years,
normal growth is about 3 to 4%.
That's correct.
Yeah.
But I still think we're going to far exceed 3 to 4%.
Oh yeah, for the next couple of years. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't see any slowdown. And here's the thing: people ask me all the time, Cleve. Do you think it's just too late, or are we hitting a bubble, or are we going to see a big pullback in real estate? You can't have the price of real estate come down when it costs more to build the house.
Yep.
And when you're dealing with inflation or hyperinflation, there's no possible way to build our home cheaper. And the builders have got people lined up to buy the homes. They're literally lined up. They cannot produce enough homes to fill the need of the market. So I don't believe that we're in for any type of...
Where are we at on rates, Bruce? Are we still in the 5s?
We're still in the 5s. I mean, some investors are in the 6s.
Uh-huh.
I've even seen now one investor I did that was in the 7s. So, I mean, you're going to be seeing the 7s. We just had a 0.5 point increase in Fed rate. Mm-hmm. Fed's already told us they're going to do another one.
Yeah.
Probably 2 or 3 more at least. But they are so up against the wall with inflation right now. Our administration doesn't really know what to do with this.
They don't.
They really don't have.
Really,
a game
shouldn't
plan.
Rates have been risen just a little bit years ago?
Well, they should have been. Absolutely, yeah. We should have been inching it
COVID,
up.
Yeah. So, but it's either way. That interest rate, there's still good rates to buy a home because it's cheaper than the alternative. If you're a renter, you're not going to get rich. I don't care how much Bitcoin you try and buy. You need to have a house.
I agree with that. Matter of fact, here's how enthusiastic I am. Okay, I don't like higher interest rates any more than anybody else. Nobody likes to pay more for something. I don't like to fill up my gas. I yell at Biden every time I fill my gas up. I literally scream out loud when I do that. And I say some profanities that I probably shouldn't say, but I do it because it makes me feel better. And I promised myself after I turned 60 that I was just going to say what was on my mind and just let the chips fall where they may.
Yeah.
But regardless, there's no plan for it. But here's the thing. I went out and I told you in the last 30 days I've bought 2 more properties. I actually looked at another one on the weekend. I am buying real estate right now.
Yep.
Now, why do you think somebody that proclaims to be an expert in the industry is buying real estate right now? Why do you think
it's going to keep going up?
It's going to keep going up.
And the price range you're buying in, I believe, below that 300 mark, which is very, very hard to find.
Very hard to find.
I've got a couple listings like that coming up. If you'd like to hear about those, call me at 407-352-8118. That price point, everybody wants it. And that's the price point that's seen, while the rest of the market on average is seeing, 15, 20% appreciation. That price point's seen 20 to 30% depending on where it's at.
Yeah. So I'm looking at properties. I've paid under $300,000. I'm looking at these are investment properties for me. But here's the thing. I also paid less than full price and I got seller concessions. So don't tell me it can't be done. It can be done.
Yeah.
You just need an expert to negotiate for you, and that's what I am. I'm an expert. I will share those techniques with you. Cleve will share them with you. All you have to do is hire him. If you'd like to hire me for your mortgage, I think you'd be making the best mortgage decision of your life. And I am available to help you, each and every one of you, and it will be an honor. You'll get great service. You get return phone calls. I actually have a receptionist that answers calls. You don't go to Mumbai or you don't go to Pakistan or India. If you call me, you go right to Winter Park, Florida. Okay. Believe me, I have human beings that answer the phone in this country.
Yep.
And you're going to actually speak with me, and I'm going to help you structure your transaction. Where can you get that anywhere else? 33 years of expertise in this business. I'm one of the top producers, not only in Central Florida, but in the country. I don't say that to brag. I just say that because you want to deal with an expert. You don't want to go to the first time somebody did heart surgery and have heart surgery. You want an expert. You can reach me at 407-250-9144. That's 407-250-9144. Or you can go directly to my website at webringyouhome.com. And when we come back, we got about another 2 minutes, but when we come back from the break, I want to talk about Hometown Heroes. All of you out there listening are probably aware of Hometown Heroes, which is a new down payment assistance program that the state of Florida has come out with, and we're going to be helping a lot of folks be able to get some government money, some government cheese.
Okay, good.
All right? And I'm going to show you how to do that. But you must write this phone number down. You have to go to your phone and type it in right now, 407-250-9144. And I'm going to be teaching a class on this, but I only have room for 40 people. It'll be $20 a head to get in, and that's going to be on July 20th from 6 to 7:30 at Miller's Ale House in Winter Park, Florida on Lee Road in 1792.
All right. For Loveland Properties, call 407-352-8118. We're coming up against a break. I've got news on how the summer housing market will be. I've got talks of major, large-scale, $0, no commission company going out of business. Imagine that.
I wonder why.
That. I've got some listings coming up. Got all kinds of all your news, all your real estate news. Got to talk about how rents are skyrocketing. Good news if you're a landlord.
Oh, they're
Bad
speaking
news
about
if you're
rent control now. I don't believe that's going to
They'll always
pass.
try that in Central Florida. It ain't going to work. But thank goodness for DeSantis. But we've got all kinds of real estate news. Thanks for tuning in. I am Cleve Loveland. You can call me at 407-352-8118.
And if you want to learn how to get rent control, I can help you with that. It's called a 30-year fixed rate mortgage. That's rent control.
Yeah.
It stops everything, and your payments are consistent. They never change. All you have to do is pick up the phone, call the loan arranger, 407-250-9144, or apply online right now at webringyouhome.com. When we come back, I want to talk a little bit more about Hometown Heroes, what's going on in the market. Cleve, you got to have some listings you want to share with us?
Got a couple listings, yeah.
Right, so when we come back from this next break, we'll talk about what's going on and how to get your hands on one of Cleve's juicy listings. We'll be back in 5 minutes with more of the Loveland Report and the Loan Arranger Radio Show.